this thing on? Because it's getting ready to be on.
Hello and welcome to Bell Ringer. My name is Greg. Your guest name today is Rebecca Brady, the founder of Seedz, a cracker and seeds company right here in Buffalo, and last year's 43 North $1 million prize winner. Today is our 100th episode of Bell Ringer, so we just wanted to take a second to thank every guest that has been so gracious with their time over the last couple of years joining the show, and of course you for listening to all the great things that are happening here in Buffalo Niagara. Enjoy this episode. Thanks.
Seedz is a company. We make healthy crackers and roasted seeds out of seed.
And then tell us a little bit about the backstory and why you founded the company.
Well, there's a long version and a short version. I'll give you the medium version. So I left New Zealand after finishing university and moved overseas. Started traveling around the world, which what all New Zealanders do. I just actually never made it back to New Zealand, apart from Christmases here and there when there's no pandemic, of course. But I moved to Singapore for 10 years and met my husband and had a couple of children. Then we moved to Japan for 10 years and I had another child. And in Singapore, I worked in marketing. Then once we moved to Japan, I didn't have a visa to work. So it was perfect. I raised the children. And then after 10 years in Japan, we got transferred to Buffalo, which was an exciting move for us. We were teased mercilessly, but it was a nice surprise when we got here. It was one of those little secrets that no one knows about what a cool city it is. We're loving it here. Great winters, great summers. And by then the kids were teenagers and happy to not have me around so much. In fact, very happy as teenagers are. And so I thought, okay, time to start looking for a job. However, I didn't have much luck because I'd had that 10-year gap in my resume, which, I'd kind of heard could be an issue, but I remember kind of thinking, well, I'm kind of smart. I have a degree, and I've done some work in marketing. I should be easy, but alas, no, I couldn't find a job that I wanted to do. So I took a minute and thought about that saying that do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I thought, what do I really love to do? I'm in a good situation here. My husband had a good job, and more importantly, as we all know in the US, he had health insurance, very important. So I thought, what do I love? I love good nutrition. I love good food and sport, and the combination between good food and performance. You are who you eat. And I'd been making crackers and roasted seeds forever, and everyone loved them when I'd bring them places. In fact, I remember turning up to places to play tennis with friends, and they'd say, "Did you bring the crackers?" And I feel the disappointment that I hadn't brought the crackers, but I'm here, guys. Next time, bring the crackers. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a try, and yeah, lo and behold, here I am. It's been a whirlwind of a ride.
So for those that don't know, you just won the $1 million prize from 43 North, our local startup and pitch competition. You're speaking to me now from their incubator and offices. You had moved to Buffalo, so I'm sure you were familiar with 43 North at some capacity, but what made you decide to go down that path and even apply before we get to the competition and obviously winning?
It's all started with, I saw an ad for a smaller version of the competition called Ignite Buffalo, which I happened to be lucky enough. I applied for that and won $50,000. So that was a real Kickstarter for our business, because we started off it was 3 liters and me in the beginning, trying to make as many crackers as I could in a commissary space. And that was pretty painful in terms of, it was fabulous. I had a lot of equipment, no need for a huge investment in capital. So, I could rent by the hour. So I learned a lot. I had to go as fast as I could. But I had limited times. I could only go on a Sunday at 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. or Thursday evenings. And, even sometimes I'd turn up and they said, sorry, you can't use it today. So it wasn't a great situation, but it was kind of, there are pros and cons, of course, to having a commissary space that you can rent by the hour. So when I saw the ad for the Buffalo competition that you could win cash, okay, perfect. And Ignite Buffalo is connected. It's the mini version of 43 North. So I guess I got in there. I won 50,000. I bought an oven, which meant a $50,000 oven, basically, which meant we could set up our own space and not have to be relying on a shared space. I remember it moved in, it's 3,000 square feet, and we're joking, saying we're going to need scooters to get around this place compared to this one little room that we had in the commissary space. So, yeah, that was the taste of what $50,000 could do for us. And then, of course, we're in this great network of people Buffalo that Ignite Buffalo, the team behind Ignite Buffalo, hooked us up with. And there was a lot of training, mentors. So, yeah, really a mini version of 43 North. So then I guess, you meet more people, you network more, and then before you know it, you hear about 43 North. And I started going to the competition and loved being in the. It's a very different experience. 4 years ago, I thought, well, there's just no way, We grew, it became more realistic that actually we could be in the running for applying for the competition anyway. So, yeah, that's the start of that.
Like you mentioned, I mean, it's a fun environment to actually attend 43 North and watch all of the pitches, it's really like a show or an entertainment show, and it's in Shays, our performing arts theater. Different experience pitching on stage, as you mentioned, in front of a couple of thousand people, and the judges, obviously, that'll decide your fate there. I remember, I was there this year. I remember how much the judges loved you and how great the pitch was, the Q&A, obviously. So when you get off stage after pitching, how did you feel? Did you think, that went amazing, I'm going to win, or where was your mindset?
Well, here's the funny thing. I was extremely nervous. I'm one of those people who would rather go to the dentist than present publicly. So it was a harrowing week. It was a lot of fun because, it was great fun with all the other teams and learning about the other businesses, but it was harrowing. So really, when I came off that stage, I was just so happy because it had been a couple of months of waking up every morning thinking, oh my gosh, I'm further on in the competition now, and there's more chance I'm going to present. Literally every morning, first thing come into my mind, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to present. And the further I got through, the more realistic it became that I was really going to have to do that. So it wasn't even in my mind whether I was going to win or what was going to happen. It was just utter relief that the presentation was over and I'd held it together and not embarrassed myself, really.
That's amazing.
Yeah, honestly, why are we so scared of such a thing? I don't know.
Well, as someone in the audience, you did great. So obviously you go on to win the $1 million prize from 43 North. So tell our audience a bit about, your growth plans from then. And even since the competition, I know you've grown a lot. So just take us kind of up to present day, and then we'll go, where you see the next couple of years headed. Okay.
So from the beginning, we've doubled year on year. So we're going to try and keep on that trajectory. Excuse me. We want to be $100 million business in 5 years, and international, if not national, if not international brand. Yeah. We, like I said, we're in a 3,000 square foot space in the beginning, and that grew to 5,000 just by extending into the neighboring place. And now we're just bursting at the seams. So the plan with the million is to go into a 30,000 square foot space and go from what we're doing now is a very manual process, and we're going to try and automate that so that we can finally get out there and do some marketing, because at the moment we're lucky enough to have some great customers that we're just growing with these customers. People just keep reaching out to us, wanting our crackers and seeds. So we actually haven't ever been able to go out and look for new customers because we just can't meet that pent-up demand. So it really is building that new facility so that we can kind of get ahead of the game and start calling on new customers and, making it an international brand.
And how many employees are you at or plan to be at with your hiring? I understand you've been doing quite a bit.
Yeah, we've hired a lot. I mean, I'd love to go back and look at the dates and things, what we had November 21. We certainly, we're at about 30 employees now. Both Wegmans and Whole Foods are just incredible customers, and we've just growing and growing with them. Weekly and monthly, the orders are growing. So manufacturing staff, I'd say possibly added 7 since November last year when we won. And we've also hired a fantastic marketing person. She's doing an incredible job for us. We've hired a HR and finance person. We're looking at hiring a B2B marketing salesperson. That's the next hire, and a food safety person. They're the immediate hires, but certainly down the road, we're going to need engineers, technicians, and everyone to run the new plant. There's so much. And, the more you get into this, the more you hear about more people you need to run these places. It's kind of like we don't know what we're getting into sometimes. So we're learning as we go and okay, we're going to need someone to do that. But yeah, it's all good fun.
Buffalo's population and Erie County in the latest census grew for the first time since 1950 and 1970, respectively. I mean, a big part of that influx was new Americans and refugees coming to our community. And there's been a lot of stories in local media lately about, workforce struggles that are plaguing some companies in Western New York and really across the country. It's an issue everywhere. But the opportunity that is there in hiring refugees and being open to that pipeline, I know that's something that your company, Top Seedz, has been willing to do and has seen some great success with. So tell us a little bit about the thought process of that workforce pipeline and your experience onboarding, these folks and staffing up as you're moving pretty quickly.
Yeah. Like you said, it's a fantastic workforce out there. I guess it's just kind of snowballed. My first employee I got through a friend who was working at Journey's End. And she told me they have these refugees there who are looking for jobs. Journey's End helps them settle into the city, helps them with housing, schools and everything, and also helps them find jobs. So she said, you should try it. So I got my first employee from there, from Bhutan, and she was fantastic. And I soon needed another employee, so I called Journey's End, and they said, yep, sure, we've got more people looking for jobs. So it just grew one by one, and we're at a point now where, like I said, I think manufacturing staff is 24, 25 people, and they all have friends or sisters who need jobs. So it's really through word of mouth now that we're getting. If we need more employees, they come, or if Journey's End has someone arriving in town, they call us and say, do you need someone? And it's fantastic. I got a great welcome here. Well, my family and we got a great welcome here when we arrived in Buffalo. So it's nice to be able to reciprocate, give these people some jobs, give them an opportunity to get started. A lot of them can't speak English, which is fine. We just have a lot of sign language going on. A lot of flashcards. We play a lot of games like Pictionary and charades for training, but our Pictionary and charades cards are more like pictures of a mixer. So you've got to draw a mixer and your team has to guess the word mixer. So, we have a lot of fun. And of course, lunchtimes are fantastic because we're all about food, right? It's amazing seeing what they bring, food that I've never even seen before. It's really fun. They're from all over the world, Afghanistan, Somalia, Pakistan, Bhutan, like I said, the Congo. Yeah, so it's a great mix, a nice international environment to be in. I love it. I feel very blessed to have them on our team.
You talked about really not being able to even market the company and the brand because you're just trying to meet the demand of your current customer base, even locally. You said you just hired a marketing individual who's been great for the team. I think it was a week or two ago, you got some interesting Instagram news from, was it Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. It was incredible.
You were on her Instagram story, just a package of Top Seedz, I think, in her food pantry or something. So just tell us like how you found out about that and the response you've heard since.
Yeah, it was incredible. So it was a thing on TikTok. It was something like show us your boss's snack drawer. So there was a shot of Gwyneth, and then it zoomed in down on her snack drawer. And there in her snack drawer was some of our Maple Magic roasted seeds, which was perfect timing because we just got that product into Wegmans. So it was incredible. So, marketing and just grabbed a shot of me and then a shot down of my marketing on my snack drawer. And my snack drawer, of course, was the seeds and the crackers. We put it up, and then through word of mouth and through any networks we could get, we found an address to send some product to Gwyneth and said, hey, saw that you like our seeds. Here's some more of our stuff. Hope you enjoy them, from another woman-owned business. And lo and behold, she put that on her Gwyneth Paltrow story. We were just, screaming down the phone to each other, calling everyone on the team, going, "Oh my gosh, Gwyneth Paltrow!" It's good fun. It's fun when anyone shares news about the product or that they like the product. But I guess when someone's got 8 million followers, it's exciting.
Yes, pretty great marketing tool there on its own. Word of mouth or via social media.
Yeah, incredible.
Well, thank you very much for your time and obviously all you do for Western New York, growing a business here. Before I let you go, we always end on a couple of hard-hitting blizzard round questions. So first, a food-related one. If you were a flavor of ice cream, what would you be?
Oh, Feijoa. There we are. People are going to have to Google that. It's a New Zealand fruit. Feijoa ice cream would be my favorite.
All right, I'll give it a Google. How about a book or TV show that you'd recommend?
Ooh, a book or TV show. I love Malcolm Gladwell, The Tipping Point, for a book. TV show. Well, I really like the movie. It's going to be a New Zealand one here. Hunt for the Wilder People.
Okay, two great choices. How about, do you prefer a text or phone call?
Text. But it depends on what it is, right? If it's
right.
for work, quick text, done, right? Yeah.
How about hiking or skiing?
Oh, skiing, without a doubt.
Bills or Sabres?
Bills.
And the last question, most important, chicken wings, drumstick or flat?
Flat. Easy.
Great choice. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was good fun talking to you.
Bellringer is a podcast by Invest Buffalo Niagara, the region's privately funded, nonprofit marketing and economic development organization. Please rate this podcast, follow our social media channels, and read our blog at buffaloniagara.org for the best of Buffalo Niagara. Come grow your business with us.